Hi everyone!
Hello!
Welcome back.
Welcome.
We are here to kind of like continue the previous video, but we want to actually add on more to it.
The last video was about the Da Vinci Code of
The
twin
flames.
flames.
Yes. And now we're gonna speak about the expansion of consciousness and the role of twin flames here, because that's very major and probably the most important role that we have as twin flames.
Yes, it's gonna be fantastic to share.
You want to start?
We found out that one of the most important things in being in a twin flame union, the journey, is all about expanding our consciousness. By doing that, we make sure that we are always discovering our highest potential, what to do next, how to listen to our intuition. And by doing this, we just stop doing mistakes and we just grow. That's just how it is. And as a bonus, we are not gonna do what we are told by the big guys.
Yes.
Now, there's another thing going on.
I just want to add on something to this, and this is that we haven't just, worked on expanding our consciousness in this lifetime. That's actually what we're experiencing right now is a result of many lifetimes beforehand. So we have been preparing ourselves for this moment because we knew when Kundalini came out of my crown chakra, that's what she told me, that what is happening right now was never meant to happen, but it was known that it would happen in this way. And that's what we knew from beforehand as spirits on soul level. And we have been preparing ourselves for this moment exactly by expanding our consciousness and working with other people around us as well on expanding our consciousness together as a collective.
Now, there's another force going on as well. We speak many times about the lower astral, but it's not just in the astral, there's also here, because the lower astral is already on Earth for a long time, and they work on the opposite of what twin flames want to do. So we want to stay together so that our consciousness expands, and by doing this we are free. So what they do is they work on separating us on all levels, like with the smallest things that doesn't matter. If you use your mind, yes,
Yes.
it matters, but if you use your soul and your heart, it just doesn't make any sense. You don't care, and it's so small, we start to pick up fights on things that are just meaningless.
In the past, it was the religion, the most common thing that was being used to separate humanity. As nowadays we are being put in many different religions, so-called, is all kind of trends that are extreme in one or another way, or there's like strict rules that we have to follow, even if they seem like they're for a good cause, because most of the times it seems like they're for a good cause, but they are really religion based because they put our mind set up in the same frame. It's exactly the same concept.
So before I reach to the religions, because that's the other thing they are doing, by making us separated from each other, we think we are very smart, or one of the most intelligent beings there that there is. Some countries are more on this than others. I don't want to say which ones, but by doing this, we become very stupid. It's crazy, but that's just how it is. When you are not focused on love, because if you're separated, you're not on the love, you're in the mind. And yes, we can become very smart by reading books and stuff, but the highest technology of intelligence is in love, true love.
I always found it funny how it's like, I'm gonna give an example. It's like they're speaking about the highest of love, how we have to focus on love, and at the same time that earth has to be cleansed from, you know, all the almost like type of garbage people. And I'm like, okay, but where is the love here? We are preaching love, and at the same time, let's eliminate them. We don't need them. That's not love.
No. So by separating between twin flames, we start to become very stupid, because when you are with your twin flame, you are with your opposite, and the opposite shines where you need work, and that's how you grow. If you don't grow, you're gonna stay stuck in the matrix forever, because we come here for a small experience and then to go. That's just the natural way. But they modified everything that now you come to regret what you didn't do, what you have to do better, and you keep on coming, and you're not actually learning anything new. I mean, you think you are, but for your soul, it's meaningless, and you stay stuck. The point is to come out,
Yes,
right?
exactly. We have to learn how to become more flexible in our thinking so that we can really move on from this black hole where we all are as humanity collectively. Because the more narrow minded we keep ourselves, the more we will never come out of this. It's like a dead end that
Yeah.
it has become.
And going back in the religions you were talking about, that's why there are so many religions, because if we see the concept behind each religion, and not limited to religion itself, there's many other things that are also called religions. You have to do the right thing. Whichever religion you pick, even if it's to serve Satan or Jesus, it doesn't matter. You have to do the right thing, because the right thing can be also a bad thing. It doesn't matter. The right thing is like this, and by doing the right thing, we think it's actually good, makes you with a narrow mind. Because I will never forget, in the Taoist world, they believe that the right thing is actually to do both the good and the bad, not literally birth and death to their extremes, more like closer to the neutral state,
To the middle path.
to the middle path. For example, we should walk and run. We should wake up and to sleep, not to just do one thing, because that's what they say. In each religion, you will find out that there's much more yang energy or yin energy constantly.
If it's doing the right thing, it's the yang energy, because
Yeah.
it's not a coincidence that in English actually the word right means right, like the opposite of left, and at the same time right means like doing the proper, the correct thing. That's because we are using the right side of the body when we are speaking about doing the right thing, and this is the yang energy,
Yeah. And there's other religions
and that's the mind.
like
So they make us focus on the mind.
there's other religions like the Indonesian, the Hindu. Is it the Hindu?
Yes.
Well, through the eyes of the Western, it looks a little bit creepy, because there's quite a few rituals and stuff. But in the eyes of the Hindu people in
Yeah.
general, they are actually doing the right thing. So there is nothing good or wrong. It depends where you go, and we are talking about doing the right thing equals being having a narrow mind. That's the bad part of doing the right thing. You understand? So if you don't do the right thing, if you just follow your intuition, which will tell you actually to do right and wrong, but wrong doesn't mean bad. Well, it is right to follow the intuition, because it will show you exactly how you have to do, and why and when. It's just going to be perfect. With a book, you cannot find the answer constantly. It will become outdated one day. You cannot. And all religions have a book to read, to follow the steps, but it will change. Life will change, and this will become outdated, and you cannot move forward anymore. You cannot grow. So in order to grow, it's intuition.
It really has been created for generators to follow rules, if we go to the human design, really to manipulate them in a very big extent. I find this very much unfair and quite horrible, to be honest, because humanity has been manipulated through centuries over and over and again And we think it's different methods, but it's actually the same, exactly the same concept all the time, repeating, just made up to look differently. And it's really painful to observe all this.
Yep.
It's really unfair.
And now, continuing, the New Age religions, they changed. They are not any more focused on capturing the people with the tradition religion. They still will continue like obviously because of the elders.
There's still some trends
Yes.
there that to turning entirely on the old ways of doing
Yes.
things. Like
They still want to capture the people who are already into this from before. They cannot stop, but they will create new ones so that they can catch as many
they
people as
really
possible.
want to overlap everywhere.
Yes. So one of them is, for example, food diets. You wouldn't think that is a religion. I mean, it's just a diet. Yes, but if you are very devoted, it becomes a religion again, and you will have followers, and you will have like teachers to tell you how exactly to follow and what can happen to you if you don't follow it correctly and stuff. So it becomes a religion. Types of gardening. There's
Yes,
a
'cause we
million
are on
types.
gardening.
It looks like gardening is just one way. No, no, no. There's many groups and subgroups, and each one knows better than the other.
I have been discovering this, especially about the gardening, because I am going into different concepts to learn. And I'm always like this. I try to go in different concepts and take the best out of each and combine things for what applies to us, like what we vibrate with. And I just find out that all these people on the different concepts, they fight so much between each other. It is very ugly.
Then even goes into different behaviors, how exactly you should behave. Like to be an emo people, I think they call it emo, when you have big hair,
Okay.
black,
This part
with
I don't know.
with the eyeshadows. For men it looks funny, but anyways, each one their own thing. Like the metallic people, yes, it's already around music, but you can also just dress yourself as metallic people.
Anything can be used to create a religion
So,
type of concept.
what we are talking about, there's many things to choose from. Like, it's almost like to make Earth more attractive. Like, hey, you can be anything, you can do whatever you want. But this is actually very dangerous because it's going away from the main thing to be all one. The Lord Astral really likes to promote oneness, and we are all one. We are not all one. We aim to be all one, but we are very far from being all one. We are not all one.
The thin line here is, indeed, choose whatever you want to follow. There's no limitation here. But not to become a slave to it. When we become a slave to a concept, that's it. Separation is inevitable.
You know what is the answer, the shortest answer for all this? Have fun.
Yes.
You want to do your thing, your religion, we're not judging you, continue, but have fun. If you're very serious, it's not good. It's hurting you, it's eating you from the inside. Just have fun. Because if you look closely, many religions are actually quite serious, and they punish the people or the followers, whoever is not serious enough. You know, if you start like having too much fun, it's gonna look very awkward into their eyes, and then you're gonna be cast out. So that's the trick. If you cannot have fun, then get out of there.
I want
What's
to give
the
an
point?
example with us. We are very much for not using chemicals in the garden, for example. And we try to do everything the natural ways in any possible way. But we have this one bush here that we just tried anything possible to take it off. And speaking with other people as well who have the same bush, it seems that it is impossible to eliminate it without using a chemical. So we have decided that we are actually going to use chemical for this one specific bush, and we try to find out the least harmful way possible for the environment to do it, and we are gonna try it.
We could easily go insane and say no chemicals, nothing, zero, nada. But then we get overtaken by nature if we really follow it like strictly. So we need to be flexible and doing what we love and
Yeah.
having fun. If we can do all these three combined, it's going to be perfect.
And like Andrea said, keep on having fun. This is really the way to expanding consciousness.
Yes, if you have
Trying
fun
and
is the best.
accepting different things. Accepting what others like, that it's also okay. It's fine.
Even though I said that, but it's actually from her. She constantly says this to have fun.
I'm shocking.
You have lipstick.
I didn't put you on. You're good.
Oh, God.
Some lipstick for you too.
Ciao, ciao.
See you next time.
See you next time.